I spent months analyzing over 100 creator profiles to see how the top tier are actually making their reels, and something immediately stood out. The vast majority of people are still following editing advice from 2020, which is fine for nostalgia, but honestly a terrible strategy if you want to actually grow right now. The digital landscape has shifted drastically since Reels first dropped, and the path that worked back then isn't the fastest or easiest route today. In this video, I'm giving you 3 critical pillars: the one place to film, where you should actually be editing, and the secret weapon that ties it all together. I'm going to lay out the first 2 quickly because once you grasp those fundamentals, the third tip is going to make everything else just click into place. Just a heads up, I use an iPhone, so if you're on Android, some specific button labels might look a little different, but the core principles remain exactly the same. First, you need to start filming strictly in your phone's native camera app instead of directly inside Instagram or TikTok. Those in-app cameras are super convenient, but you are leaving massive amounts of image quality and flexibility on the table. I personally shoot in HD at 60 frames per second, and I love using cinematic mode whenever I want that nice shallow depth of field. When the background environment really matters, I'll even switch to that 0.5x wide-angle lens to get a more cinematic immersive frame. Raw footage from your default camera app gives you the highest bitrate, much better stabilization, and far more flexible export options. Plus, when something unexpected happens, like a perfect reaction or a cool B-roll moment, you want the cleanest possible source file to work with later. Second, stop doing your main editing inside the Instagram or TikTok apps for the same reasons. Those apps are fine for last-minute posts, but they bake logos into your exports and keep their toolsets minimal so you never leave the platform. Many smart creators have migrated to mobile editors like CapCut, which is honestly awesome for a lot of quick, polished mobile editing. It lets you use a teleprompter, it has an AutoCut-style feature to stitch B-roll into jazzy compilations, and you can export without those annoying watermarks. Those are massive wins if you need speed and polish, and I'll do a deep dive into those teleprompter tricks in a future video. But here is the reality: CapCut is brilliant for individual clips, but it is not built for the kind of scale you need to grow a channel. If you are running long-form content like podcasts or webinars, manual editing starts to feel like an endless grind. You end up doing a ton of slicing, trimming, choosing moments, adding captions, and resizing for every single platform by hand. That is exactly where the third tip comes in, and it is the total game changer for your workflow. Tip 3, and the most powerful one, is to let an AI do the heavy lifting for repurposing your long-form videos. 3 words that will change how you think about your content volume: automated clip generation. I am talking about tools that scan your long footage, identify the highest engagement moments, and turn them into ready-to-post clips automatically. That is the kind of thing that frees you from the edit loop and lets you post consistently without burning out. Now, I'm not saying CapCut is bad. It is great for making a single reel look slick, but tools like Vizard are made specifically to solve scaling problems. If you have ever sat through an hour of footage trying to find that 1 30-second gold nugget, you know how tedious that actually is. Vizard's auto-editing pinpoints those viral moments so you get high-quality clips without the manual labor. Here is how that changes things in practice. I used to film long interviews and then mentally struggle to pick out the good bits. Half the time I missed subtle, high engagement moments, the jokes that land after a pause, or the raw reactions that are absolute gold. With an AI tool, it analyzes viewer patterns and acoustic pauses, picking the stuff that is most likely to actually perform. You end up with multiple clips from one recording, hooks for TikTok, longer cuts for Reels, and condensed teasers for LinkedIn. Another huge win is captions, because people scroll with their sound off, and if your videos don't have readable text, viewers swipe past. CapCut does captions okay for individual posts, but when you are producing dozens of clips, you want those captions to be automated and consistent. Vizard builds captions into the repurposing flow, so every clip you get is already captioned and ready to edit in one go. This is the difference between your viewers sticking around to watch the whole thing or bouncing in the first 3 seconds. Scheduling is the next hidden bottleneck, because editing is only half the battle. publishing consistently is the other half. Doing that manually across 5 different platforms, it is absolutely painful. Vizard's auto schedule feature is where it shines. You set the frequency and the AI queues up your clips to push them out automatically. That is not just convenience, it is strategy, because consistency is what actually drives growth on every platform. If you can lock your content calendar and let the system publish intelligently, you remove a huge mental load. You can finally focus on creating the long-form episodes that actually feed your entire content pipeline. Having a single place to see, edit, and reroute clips is invaluable for keeping your sanity. A content calendar lets you batch approve clips, swap thumbnails, and tweak captions without juggling 5 different apps at once. It also makes team workflows actually work, allowing editors and brand partners to collaborate in one space instead of passing files back and forth. Let me be real for a sec. We all love the thrill of making something weird or cringe as a growth tactic. I've had those plays lead to my first big clients. But you shouldn't have to do the tedious editing for every single test. Film raw in your camera app. Use CapCut when you want one-off polish, and use AI-driven tools to scale the discoveries that work. That way you keep your creative edge without losing your mind to the endless editing loop. A few tactical tips before you overhaul your workflow. Always shoot a couple of wide and close takes so the AI editor has options. Record clear audio because the better the transcript, the fewer caption edits you'll have to make. And try to structure your long videos with clear topic shifts so the clipping algorithm has natural boundaries to find good hooks. So quick recap. Film in your native camera app for best quality, use CapCut for mobile edits, and use an AI tool for volume, consistency, and real growth. If you want a full walkthrough of how to take a single hour-long interview and turn it into 2 weeks of daily clips, just leave a comment and I will make it. And if you want something even more tactical, watch my next video on turning short-form content into a sales machine, no website required. Trust me, once you combine good source footage with automated repurposing, content growth stops being a grind and starts being a system.